Welcome to courtroom Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence. What if the facial recognition match that puts someone behind bars can't survive a basic courtroom challenge? Right now, systems in stadiums, concert venues, and hotels are flagging faces every single day. And not one of those systems meets the legal standard courts already have on the books for scientific evidence. If you work in investigations, security, or forensics, this one's for you. Because the moment a defense attorney drags a facial recognition hit through a reliability hearing, careers are on the line. This affects prosecutors who've leaned on these matches. It affects the investigators who handed them over. The driving question is simple. Are facial recognition results evidence or just a lead? And do the courts know the difference yet? Let's start with the legal side. There's a Supreme Court standard called Daubert. Think of it like a bouncer at the courthouse door for scientific evidence. To get in, your evidence needs known error rates, peer-reviewed methods, and broad acceptance. Right now, the facial recognition systems in most venues are proprietary. They're unaudited. They're vendor-specific. They meet none of those criteria. The first well-funded defense attorney who brings a biometrics expert to the stand will blow this wide open. So, what's actually happening at these venues? Facial recognition is spreading fast. Stadiums, entertainment spaces, hotels. Often the only disclosure is buried in fine print terms of service. Think of it like putting up security cameras that can identify you by name without telling you they're doing it. There's no federal biometric privacy law in the U.S. State rules are a patchwork. Illinois has the toughest law, but it's an outlier. No one's requiring accuracy thresholds or bias disclosures before these systems go live. Now, here's where it gets worse. Researchers at MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and the University of Michigan have shown these systems can be fooled. Printed photos, deepfakes, even social media profile pictures can trick systems that rely on flat image matching. Especially in bad lighting, exactly the conditions you'd find at a concert or a stadium. And NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, has documented that false positive rates aren't equal across demographic groups. Those disparities get even worse outside the lab, in messy, real-world conditions. So who's most likely to be wrongly flagged? The people already most vulnerable to misidentification. But here's what most people miss. The real crisis isn't the technology. It's the gap between a mass recognition output and a controlled forensic comparison. A venue system flagging a face is an investigative lead. The moment someone presents it as evidence, without independent validation, documented methodology, and quantified confidence, they've handed the defense a suppression motion on a silver platter. So here's the bottom line. Facial recognition systems are everywhere, but they weren't built to meet courtroom standards. The legal framework to challenge them already exists. It's just waiting for the right case. And history tells us evidentiary standards don't shift gradually. They shift after one catastrophic failure. That case hasn't happened yet. Something worth keeping an eye on. When it does happen, the line between investigators who validated their matches and those who just said the system flagged it will be the line between credibility and career damage. Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.